See, I'm normal. I'm just a guy. Bitch, you are not normal. Child endangerment, sexual comments towards kids, murder, huge gay vibes. Hunter x Hunter, chapter 405. Definitely one of the best chapters of the Succession arc, as not only did we get this Hisoka twist reveal and more introspection on Hisoka, all the build-up Togashi has been doing since the beginning of the Succession arc is starting to pay off, with all the plots are starting to intertwine. But before I delve into that, Hisoka's new fit. He's lost his homosexuality. As simple as that. He's become a fuckboy. While there's some little bit of flamboyance in the outfit, I do not like it. He had this gay slut look before, showing off his hips, but it's gone now. Even fake Hisoka had this fuckboy look, but it also had this hint of emo to it, which fit Hisoka as he entered his emo phase after facing his first loss against Crollo. But moving on. I joke about Hisoka saying he's normal, but it is fascinating Togashi is going this route with various antagonists, and how he's portraying these antagonists who commit horrific acts such as Pariston, Hisoka, Serenich. To them, their actions aren't strange at all, or evil. They perceive their behavior and actions as normal, or even natural. So can you really call them evil? Yes, you can. Yes, you fucking can. But it's interesting when stories present new perspectives that don't try to justify their actions, but just so we can understand these characters better. Togashi has explored the blurred morality between humanity and monstrosity before, with monsters gaining humanity and humans becoming monstrous, with Gon and Meruem, and how they are two sides of the same coin. So this new arc feels like the natural progression, with Togashi now exploring a realm beyond human or monster, something unknown, you can say. These characters you can't really call entirely human or monster. This boat ride to the Dark Continent almost feels symbolic. These characters who don't quite fit the conventional world, like Jing, Beyond, Pariston, and others, are heading into a place just as enigmatic as they are. In many ways, the Dark Continent represents these outsiders themselves. Now as for the chapter, like always, Togashi is able to somehow cram so much info into it, and I mean that in the good way. First, there's our first true appearance of the real Hisoka, delving into his character more, which I love, and again, Togashi flips the table on us, as the majority of us thought Hisoka would love the succession battle going on, as there's so much chaos, but nope, he's turned off by it, which makes sense when we look back on his previous actions or just his entire character, as he always did like fighting one-on-one. Otherwise, we would have gotten in previous arcs Hisoka organizing an orgy by sending invitations to all the strong people to come kill him at the same time. But he hasn't done that because he's a normal guy. Next is the Bonolenov reveal. Never in a million years would I think I find myself saying he's badass and that he activated a little of my gay neurons. Gonna be sad now when he eventually dies against Hisoka, as I just can't see Hisoka not spotting Bonolenov, and the foreshadowing of Hisoka saying he's gonna play with himself, who Bonolenov was moments ago, so yeah, it's not looking good for him. Now for the twist, it does make sense with Crollo coming up with the plan. I will say one little criticism I have is Togashi doing the Hisoka signature panels. You know those little poker symbols that appears when Hisoka talks in the manga? Well, it appeared once when Bonolenov talked, and it sort of feels like Togashi is tricking us. But there was only one, which is sort of odd, as when you compare it to the real Hisoka, we have one pretty much every time he talks, while fake Hisoka only had one. So maybe that was the hint, but who am I kidding? There's one big hint telling us chapter 392 Hisoka was a fake. Real Hisoka would have made many horny comments or sexual comments. There's also something really interesting that Bonolenov says about Crollo, about the treasure he seeks on this ship is an ability. And I've seen some people take this as fact. And while yes, authors use characters to reveal to the viewers information, there are cases where characters can make false statements because they don't have all the info. Like, it's funny looking back at the Hunter exam arc with Killua saying he would have killed Netero. Come on, We all know that's false, so characters can be wrong, and Togashi has done it plenty of times. I myself feel Bonelonov is half right. He's missing Chrollo's perspective, as we know for a fact that Chrollo planned on stealing the treasure from the boat when he thought Hisoka was dead. And I do love the Chrollo and Pakunoto implication, as we still don't know her number, but it's safe to assume she was number 9. And Chrollo leaving that spot empty is so cute. I never shipped them before, but I do now. Then there's one plot I wasn't expecting Togashi to close so suddenly, with the reveal of Sarasa's killer being dead. This page, by the way, is way too good. There's so much to gather from this page alone. First, his death being broadcast here mean he's related to Kakin, the Kakin country. Or was he connected with any of the princes or the king? Or are they broadcasting news from all over the world? There's too many questions. Then there's the fact that this screams death flag to me, and that worries me. Closing one of Chrollo's goals and the reason he created the troupe now being resolved is worrying. I hate Togashi for making me worry for murderers dying. We then move on to Nobunaga, with his 500 IQ moments, and figuring out the Haley's intentions and the way they operate. He's by far one of my favorite troupe members. Ever since we first saw him cry for Uvo, to then trying to befriend Gon and Killua, and also having this goofy side but also very logical and smart, and him forming a connection with Hinrai, what's there not to love about him? So for the love of God, Togashi, don't kill him. Please don't kill him. As we got a wild card out of nowhere, with Ken's not his name, but I'm calling him Ken. So with Ken being revealed to be working with Morena, though I did hear there being different translations, but it doesn't erase the fact that he knows of the existence of this Joker card that Morena has, and hasn't told anyone, it seems. Now the obvious Joker is Hisoka, but when has Hunter x Hunter ever done the obvious choice? One can interpret the Joker card is what Morena is currently trying to do, with having Dogman look for a certain person that has a certain Nen type and ability that hasn't awakened their Nen, and is going to try and recruit them for their cause. Now, I don't think that's the Joker card, as it wouldn't make sense in my opinion, as having this Joker card should be something you have from the beginning, and only use it when the time is right, or when you have to. So for Morena to acquire her Joker card this late into the game, it doesn't make sense. Now as for what it could be, I have no idea, or what Morena is currently planning, nothing. That's how unpredictable Togashi is. But as for the person they are looking for, the only guess I have is it's been someone we met before, as it would feel a little weird for Togashi to introduce a new character, as I feel like all the pieces are in play by this point, and all Togashi has to do is move them around. And looking back at all the characters we met that can use Nen, only one comes to mind, Kaiser, from the Justice Bureau, as he's by far the strangest character introduced so far, as we don't know nothing about him, as his entire life could be false, he's being manipulated by someone, with Melody not even being able to get a read on him. The chapter ends with the Three Stooges that lost against Pigeons trying to get revenge on Hinrai. I should be worried for Hinrai, but I feel there's no coming back after that loss. Then Nobunaga, Phaeton, and Finks being shocked at what they see, which I have no clue what it could be. Again, unpredictable. This chapter was so good. This entire batch of chapters we've been getting from Togashi have been on another level, as all the build-up is finally paying off. I genuinely see the succession battle ending really soon, as there's going to be something huge that's gonna happen, that's gonna turn this arc upside down. It could be Morena, could be Hisoka, could be the troupe, Kurapika could find a way to break the ritual, it could be beyond. Anything is possible, and I can't wait for the next chapter.